All right, so here's what's going on. This has got to be a 25-year-old roof. First of all, let me show you some things. Your flashing is failed. These holes all provide access for precipitation to get into your property. Now, first I want to show you the flashings. See this? You can see the fabric there. That's how long it's been. It's worn. Open. 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 Now that's just showing you the chimney. Now what this is supposed to be a lap welded rubber roll roof. But the problem is whoever put this down did not put it down well, because there is no manufacturer specified bleed on anywhere. These rolls are supposed to be run out, and then you do a warming system of creating a weld, and when you melt each individual overlap together, it becomes one solid sheet of rubber. But this was not put on correctly. Number two, you got 17 foot of flashing here that is expired over a decade ago. Look at this. See this? Imagine if you had a car tire that looked like that. How well would it be able to? And this is the equivalent of steel tread showing through the tire. See these? Put this not in the way. This is wide open. This branch, I'm going to use this to chop this off. You don't want anything rubbing on your roof. And good luck, considering the condition of that property is probably a rental. They're not going to feel like they're liable to do anything about the tree, so I'm just going to cut the branch. But here's some no-nos, right? Being able, your seam here is separated entirely. You've got, this is not just a mark, this is a chunk of roof that's missing. So whoever did this roof, no offense, but wasn't very good. They overburned it, which is what creates this problem. You have chunks of roof missing due to improper installation and age. Look at that. It's my finger for comparison. There's a chunk of roof missing there. Chunk missing there, several chunks there, chunk here. None of your seams are welded the way that they're supposed to be. Look, see this right here? This is the beginning of a weld, but then nowhere else. You did a little bit of a weld here, but this is separating, but then nowhere else. Same thing, every run. So the flashing is faulty. The material has separated. The welds are not done correctly. So what winds up happening is, what's important to note though is you can't do an aluminum coating onto a granulated roofing surface like this. Aluminum coating, the chemical compounds, and this is improper. This roof literally is going to be chemically decayed on an accelerated level because of the chemical compounds in the aluminum coating. They're never, ever, ever allowed to be used on a granulated material. The adhesive they use to keep this stone onto the rubber rolls interacts with the aluminum coating in a way that is detrimental. So let's take a look at this stack back here. Somebody put a boot on, which is the incorrect type of boot to put on, but also, again, the flashing. If you had a bike tire or a car tire that looked like this, obviously you wouldn't be able to hold any air. Let me show you something here. I don't want to mess with it too bad. The good news is it's a small roof. You don't have anything structural going on. This is also done wrong. This is neoprene that has aluminum coating on it, which is a no-no. It literally creates a separation because, again, the chemical coating, the chemical compounds in the aluminum coating do not work well with certain types of material. This is an amateur mistake. You've got splitting going on here. Can you see this? Now what they did do is they They were smart enough to install the skylight on the curb, but this was left open. All these seams. Any one of these is a leaker. And you've got hundreds of them. You got almost a 2-foot long gash here, here. This material should have never received aluminum coating. Literally, I just did a job up in the Northeast for this. And so evidently somebody had seen some water before and tried to close this up. You know why they did this? It's because these seams are not welded together. Again, let me show you the rest of the flashing back here. What you can do on granulated material is a cheaper option to putting on a whole new roof, depending on whether you're trying to sell or whether you're trying to stay. Look at this split. It goes all the way up. 1, 2, 3. That's a 15-foot split. And then back here, they did an attempted water diverter, but it also has split. See this? And this is just going to get worse. Should not be aluminum coating. What can go on there is elastomeric coating, but never, ever, ever aluminum coating. What it'll do is continue to cause fissures and break down the roofing material till it literally crumbles apart, like it's starting to do here. The same thing is going to happen here and everywhere else where you have the silver on here. So the good news is it's an 8-roll roof. You don't have any structural issues. I'm on here. My oldest son is on here. You're probably inside wondering what I'm doing, but look, there's more roof that's crumbled away. Overheat, and because they didn't do the bleed, they just try to cover up the openings with roofing cement, which you can't do that. Roofing cement by itself does nothing. It'll split apart. You need roofing cement base, a bonding element, and then roofing cement finish over top in order for it to become a waterproof system. It just is not the case here. So I really wish they hadn't done this. Anybody that guarantees this aluminum coating onto a granulated surface, no good. When the sun hits this, it causes the chemical interaction. You could coat this in silicone, which is actually more expensive than a rubber roof, or elastomeric, which is a white alternative, but it's a different viscosity and different chemical compound. So it's like the difference between oil-based enamel and latex paint. It's just, let me cut this branch off of here, and then I'll send this to you. All right, so we cut those back and threw them down, so that'll stop rubbing against your roof, but that wasn't your problem. The problem was whoever installed this didn't do this according to code. These seams are all supposed to be bled. I should be able to get a fingertip underneath there. There should be a weld of rubber, almost that looks like this, except for this was done incorrectly too. See how it's overheated and pushed out? Each one of these seams should be welded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. You got 15 different seams like this. It should be welded. And they're not. You got failed flashing here, 17 foot across the perimeter, 47 foot down the side, and then across the rear around this stack right here. And you've got peeling and separating thanks to whoever the genius was that decided to coat this, that didn't have the education as a career roofer to know that you can't put this on there because this will literally cause cracking, splitting, and separation until it crumbles apart like it's starting to do here.